And that is something a lot of people probably don't think about. You just know the horses, that can run the track, but if they haven't done it in the mud a lot, different conditions that it's going to take into effect.
Yeah, and maybe some horses come from different climates too, right? I mean, some are probably bred and learned, just how to live in drier climates. Some maybe more wet climates too. So
Will they be racing
depends.
in the mud tomorrow?
Here's the deal. No, probably not. It will be more of a drier track, we're thinking. I mean, I was at Churchill yesterday and noticed that the mud was still pretty thick. You could tell there's some moisture in it, but we're not going to be watching kind of a sloppy track by any means here. The rain's going to be holding off for the most part. It will be a bit cloudy, keep in mind, tomorrow and then again on Derby Day itself. But today, rather enjoyable for Thurby. Take a look at these readings already. Climbing well into the middle 60s. E-Town 63, Bowman Field is 63 degrees. And we're seeing a couple of fair weather cumulus clouds bumping into our picture here on our Skycam. Otherwise, we're looking great. Valley Station 66 at this hour. We're going to be climbing into the middle 70s into the course of the afternoon today. In fact, our Thurby race planner is denoting that. A couple of fair weather cumulus clouds still prevailing around 3, 4, 5 o'clock. That first race slated for 12:45, so in about a half an hour is when the first race will get started. Keep in mind, though, the UV index will be on the high side of things today. Now, let's talk more in detail about Oaks and Derby. Maybe you're going to be going to Oaks tomorrow, which, of course, begins at 10:30 tomorrow morning, goes throughout the course of the afternoon. We're going to be seeing an isolated rain shower possible, hit or miss spotty shower potential. Overall, it will be mostly cloudy tomorrow, and I do think on Derby Day there will be a general decrease in clouds. We'll be noticing more of a partly to mostly cloudy sky, especially early in the day for the Kentucky Derby, but the 149th edition will be a very nice afternoon. We are watching the next system to the southwest. That'll be the next reason why there will be a lot more clouds into the Oaks and Derby forecasted race days here, but I really think that rainfall is going to be holding up, which is good news. Here's a look at what's going to be going on into this evening after we deal with Thurby. We're going to watch some clouds on the increase from the west. Overall, our low temperatures should be fluctuated throughout the upper 40s and lower 50s, so a rather mild night ahead of us. We're going to wake up tomorrow morning to those 50s in most areas, rising to about 72. At about noon tomorrow. And our models are trying to denote some upper 70s. I do have us tomorrow right around 71 degrees. It depends on how much clouds we do pick up throughout the course of the afternoon. And as we look ahead into the Derby race day, here's that next wave of potential light rain trying to push in from our southwest. I think that we are going to be staying more on the partly cloudy to mostly cloudy side of things early. And again, right at race day, we're going to be looking great around 5, 6 p.m. on the Kentucky Derby. It's going to be a phenomenal afternoon and early evening for that big-time race out there. Here's tonight's forecast, 49 degrees, a couple of passing clouds. I do think it will be a partly cloudy to mostly cloudy sky overnight tonight. Tomorrow, 71. We're going to be watching a mostly cloudy sky continue. Bedford possibly at 73, Hodgenville 72, Columbia down to the south. We'll get to about 70. Now, before I show you the 7-day forecast in a very summary type of pattern next week, this is a look at our humidity. By the time we get into Sunday, right after the Kentucky Derby, we're going to be watching dew points get into the 60-degree range, and those 60s will stick around into early to mid next week. In fact, take a look at these high temperatures well into the 80s. We're going to be talking about higher humidity values and chances for a couple of showers in storms, which will be a lot more indicative of summertime. But the good news is they're going to hold off, giving way to a rather dry Kentucky Derby. 75 degrees on Derby Day, so it's looking pretty nice for that here, Brooke. We'll be watching this through the course of the next couple of days.